Hi guys, so welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Sarah Rachel here again with another interesting video. On today's video guys, we are going to talk about the spending mistakes that we make and common mistakes that we make when it comes to investment. So number one, we are going to start with the spending mistakes that we normally make. Number one mistake that we make when it comes to spending is lack of a budget. Every time you get to spend your money without a budget, that's a mistake you're making. Okay, this is something that I've also learned this year, going to do things without a budget, going to a supermarket and buying things randomly. You don't know what you are supposed to. You buy something that even you are not that even is not in your need. Okay, so living without a budget, sometimes it's a hectic and it is very bad because it doesn't give you that discipline of saving. So one of the best things for us to survive when it comes to spending is to learn to have a budget. Okay, number two mistake when it comes to spending is that living beyond our means. This is the most mistakes that people do make. Living beyond your means. You're living at a level that you know yourself, you're just struggling to keep up with. And this trend, most of it is attracted on the social media or on the online people. Pressure. You want to be on top of the other than the other person because you see the other person is on top, so you end up spending more just to please people. So it has a pressure, most of the time comes from pressure. Living beyond your means. Live according to what you are able to afford for yourself, and then step by step you reach to where you want to be. Okay, so living beyond our means is another mistake that we make when it comes to spending mistakes. And then number three, the other spending mistakes we make is that spending without thinking about tomorrow. Yes, spending without thinking about tomorrow. And African people normally tend to say that life is for the living and live for today. And that's a lie. Spend as you think for your future. Spend as you know that tomorrow you also need something. Okay, so don't be that person that goes with life is for the living, let us enjoy for today, for tomorrow we don't know. And that is a lie, and it is something that is contradicting people's mind. Okay, so spend knowing that you also have a day to live for tomorrow. Okay, don't make a mistake of spending without knowing about tomorrow. So it is good sometimes to spend for today, but also keep in mind that tomorrow is there waiting for you. Okay, so another mistake that we make when it comes to spending, it's mistake number four, where we spend all the money on consumable goods and liabilities. Yes, we like eating. No one doesn't like food. Food is part of our life, and I love that. And I love to say, sorry guys for that. You have to learn. You have to learn to spend on things that you are in need, not things that you just want to buy. You know, sometimes it is good to discipline ourselves. If you go to the market and you find that you have this type of a flour, and it is the same type of a flour that when you cook, it's the same brand will give you the same food. Why would you spend money on buying three types of brand which is going to produce one thing? So that is one when it comes to consumable things. Sometimes it is good to look beyond what we expect. Let us look beyond on how to buy things that we really do need, and try to discipline ourselves that the things we can survive without them. Okay, and then the other spending mistake we make is number five, is spending too much on one item to a point of affecting other important things. Yes, you want to spend a lot of your money on one item, It consumes all your money. Every end month, it is one item that takes all your money. Sometimes it is good to be wise. If you see that thing that you're spending on money, which is one item that is giving you problem, or every end month, sometimes it is good to do away with it and get a new thing. For example, I'll give you an example using a car. You buy a car, and the car keeps on going to the garage, day in, day out, day in, day out. It will reach a point where you'll find that all of your money, all your savings will end up repairing the car. The best advice you would do, if you have repaired the first round, the second time, and the third time, and the problem is still there, the best thing is to sell it and buy something, or you sell it and buy a new car that will sustain you, that will help you, and you will be able to manage to save. Okay, so spending on one item just because you want to be there sometimes can consume our pockets. Okay, and then the other mistake we make when it comes to spending is that not keeping track of expenses. Now this one is the same of lack of budget. You don't put your track. You don't know how you spend your money. You don't know how how many people you paid. If you're a person who has employed people, you don't know how many you've paid their salaries. You are not aware how many have not been paid. You don't have a track record where you are able to go through and get to know, this is how this is how I had to spend my money to this point. So this next month I'm able to change at a particular place or a particular price because I have this one and can sustain me. Okay, so keeping a record of how you spend also helps a lot. But if you don't keep a record, this one will dry your pockets, because you'll find yourself, you're always alternating on one one position. Without you realizing, you'll already be broke. Okay, so keeping a record of how you spend, sometimes it is very helpful. Okay, so guys, up to there, I know I don't know how you get to understand. I don't know how you think of what I've shared with you, but up to that point where we have reached, kindly let me know what are some of the spending mistakes that you relate that really affects you today. Before we jump into the next section, where we are going to talk about, guys, about investment mistakes, the mistakes that we make when it comes to investment. Okay, so number one, first of all, we have to understand that investment, it is something that you want to put up for your future. It is something that you want to put up to help you when it comes to maybe you're investing for your future kids education, or maybe you're investing for your future old age. Okay, so investment is something that will hold you up in case you want, in case you don't have a job, or in case you just want to go for your retirement. This is where now we come up with the idea of investing for our future. Okay, I hope you've got to understand what I'm saying. Okay, so investment, most people do love investing, and that is with everyone. We love investing, but before we invest, there are some mistakes that we make when it comes to investing. Okay, so number one mistake that you normally make when it comes to investing, number one mistake is that failure to invest. Once you fail to invest for your future, for your business, for your children, this is the first mistake that you make in your life. In this age that you are living today, any parent or any person, you have to have that mind that you have to invest for your future. You have to live knowing that I have to invest for my kids. In case I'm not today, what are they going to survive on? Okay, so for you, if you are not able to invest for your kids, or for your family, or for whatever purpose that is making you to invest, it can drain you emotionally, physically, and it can drain you. Okay, so Failure to invest is our one mistake that we do make when it comes to making mistake when it comes to investment. And then number 2 is that listening to too many voices. When we learn to listen to too many voices or we get advices from many people, sometimes it drags us behind. There is a person who will tell you from the heart, I think investment is good. There is one on the other hand will tell you investment is wasting your time. And then there is another family member of yours who will tell you don't waste your time to invest. Okay, so you have 3 voices in your head and now you're confused. So at the end of the day, you end up not even investing because you've had so many voices. Okay, and I say there are some people that would come with good advices. Some will just come to wait for you to do it. They wait for your fall and then they will tell you, I want you. Okay, so sometimes it is good to invest from your heart. Do what you think your heart tells you. If your heart tells you that you need to invest, do it. But don't seek advices from family, from friends, from people around within you. Just do it. If your heart tells you, I want you to start this business, just do it. Don't question a person. How can I put up this business? For example, I want to invest on a certain business. Let's say like a car hire business. And then I tell my friend, I want to invest on a car hire business. Do you know what? That is the time you'll get many people who will advise you not to start it. That is the time people will tell you, oh, the car business you'll be stolen. That is the time even the person who was not your friend, funny enough, he'll come to advise you. Okay? So when it comes to investment, I choose to do it. You do it from your heart. You do it from your own perspective. You do it from your own understanding. Let you alone make the decision when it comes to investment. But when you start searching for people's advice, how do I start investing? Why should I invest in this business? I want to go this. I want to start this. That is where you'll go wrong. So every time when it comes to investment, let it come from you, within you. Do it as a decision from you, so that even if you invest that business on your own, when it fails or you along the way you meet with some of the challenges, you'll be able to understand and you'll get to know that this I did it out of my own will. I was not dragged by a person to do it. Okay, so number 3, the other mistake that we make when it comes to investment is getting into unfamiliar business without our knowledge. Yes, you want to invest a certain business just because you've seen your best friend has succeeded in business. You want to start up a certain project just because you've seen your neighbor has started a good project and it's working on him or his side. This is another mistake that we do make. We do make the mistake because we see people thriving on that area. Let me tell you, no business person will come and tell you that before I start my business, I had gone through this and this. Most people will share out their stories about business once they have achieved their where they are. But no one is willing to share out his challenges or how he went through before becoming that big company that you're seeing, before becoming that big empire that you're seeing. No one is willing to share that. But when it comes to when the person is up there, he's going to tell you that I started like this and this, but he will not tell you the challenges that he went through for him to become where he is. So the best thing is to do is to get to understand the project, get to understand the business idea that you want to put. Don't do it just because people are doing. Don't rush to invest into something just because you've seen your friend has started. Do it from your own will. Go down, do a research, get to understand. If I put certain if you want to learn something like a business, for example, a mtumba business or a thrift clothing business, go do a research. What are some of the disadvantages of thrift clothes? Who am I targeting? if I start this mtumba business, how will it last me? What are my future goals with it? Okay, that is how you do a research of something before you invest into it. Okay, even project, you want to put your money on a housing, let's say housing project, investment, your future home. You have to dig and do a research on the developers. Who are these people? Get to understand whether they have the right titles. Get to know where they began and where they are heading. Get to understand for how long will this project take for me to own my home. Okay, so that is how you do a research before investing into a certain project that you wish to invest or in business. Okay, another mistake we make when it comes to investment is that focusing on quick money and getting overexcited. Yes, this is something that all of us will have to do it. All of us, we wish to have that thing, quick money, want to be rich quick. So a friend comes in and tells you, you guess what, I have a deal, and this deal is giving me 1 million per week. Where on earth do you think a deal can give you 1 million in a week? Now, without your thinking, you just dive into your savings account, you deposit all your money to a project that you are promised is going to give you 1 million a week. And without noticing, you start, the project is not going anywhere, your money is lost, everything is lost, just because you had that eager to be rich quick. That's just because you wanted to be there. So sometimes making decision at quick point, very quick, can lead us astray. Okay, especially these projects that come up so quickly, and then people, they just rush. You're making money so quick. Be very careful. So before you jump into any business quickly because you want to be rich quick, get to understand. Just calm down, cool down, play it down, and get to understand. Why do I have to make this money? Why do I need to get a large amount of money within 1 week? And how am I getting it? Get to understand that scenario. Okay. So another mistake that we make when it comes to investment is that waiting to be 100% sure of what you want, or of what you want before you start. Okay. Now, this one is everything else that any other business people want to know. When it comes to business, you don't want to start a thrift shop or a mtumba business just because you are not sure whether if you open a bell, you will find a good thing. You are afraid. Sometimes it is good to face our fears, but face your fears with wisdom. Okay? Why am I saying that you face your fears with wisdom? If you want to invest in a certain business, get to understand how much amount of money will I put into this business for me to try it out. In case it goes down, I'm able to bounce back. That is where most of the business people fail. We rush to invest into a lot of business, but in our mindset, we don't remain the saving. We invest a lot of money in something that we are not sure if it fails today, how are we going to bounce back tomorrow? Okay, so sometimes it is good, even if you'll have to take a short period for you to start investing. You be wise, take a little amount, don't wait too long, because sometimes investment happens with a chance. If it is a housing project, invest half of the money. A money that you know, in case these developers run away with my money, I'll be able to bounce back. The problems comes in when you just go and you do quick and you put all your money there. Then the investors, they run away with your money. This is where now people fall into depression. This is where people now hate. This is where now when you tell a person about investment, he will tell you all the disadvantages of the investment. This is where everything else falls apart. It is good to wait, but not too long. If you want to start a business, start with the capital that you know you are able to bounce back. Don't start with a high note. Okay, start with the capital that you know you are able to bounce back. Again, don't take too long. Waiting too long for you to wait for somebody to succeed so that you start. Sometimes it is another that shows that you're not able to handle your fears. For us to reach where we want to be, you have to face your fears, but you face your fears with wisdom. Okay? Don't face your fears without knowledge. Face your fears with wisdom. Okay? The Bible says that those who don't have wisdom, they ask wisdom from who? From God. Okay? So our last mistake that we make when it comes to investing is starting an investment on a very high note in a new field without adequate research. That is the same thing that I've been telling you guys. You cannot start an investment on a high note on a field that you don't know. Like I was saying earlier, you cannot you cannot go and put your investment on a business that you're not familiar with, and you put all your money there. You will end up broke and poor, and the next thing, you will end up into depression. Okay? So the best thing you can do for you guys is always do an adequate research before starting any business or before walking into any investment project. Do adequate research. Most people have lost their money. People are into depression because of one mistakes that I'm saying that they made. People are now, some of them are even sick because of depression, because you just went and made a decision without doing a research. So sometimes it is good to do adequate research when it comes to investment, and also it is good also to learn some of the mistakes that it is also good to learn some of these mistakes before coming to invest. Okay, so guys, we've reached to the end of the video. I hope you guys get to understand just a little bit that I've talked with you guys, and in case you love such content that talks about business, talks about investment, anything between, I don't want to say this content because we can do even vlogs, anything, if you love such videos, kindly remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Guys, remember to subscribe, like, share the video to those people that you may find they need to hear this that I'm telling you guys. Okay, and also share with your families, with your friends. Yeah. For those who don't know me, welcome. My name's Asare Rachel, a Kenyan YouTuber based in Nairobi, a mother of two. Okay, yeah, an upcoming content creator or YouTuber. Okay, so kindly guys, remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Keep it locked here until I see you on my next video. Yesterday I uploaded a video, not yesterday, a day before yesterday. So make sure to go back there and check out that video, guys, where a catch-up video. Just make sure to check out on that video. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on my next video. Thank you.